This is why going out to eat doesn't feel enjoyable anymore.
I just paid $8 for this mac and cheese.
So this is what $40 gets you coming out Ultra Miami.
The 24.
24? How much is it?
50.
What's up, you got KO'd? It's Ish here. Restaurants don't feel normal anymore. Everything about them feels more expensive, rushed, lower quality, forcing tips, smaller portions, and it's weirdly depressing. And I think people are quietly starting to stop going out altogether because of reasons like these.
I'm having lunch at Outback. What happened to the lobster? They're mighty small now. They're very small. Outback, you can do better. It costs too much money to eat out now and get these little old lobsters.
We're talking about like a 3-ounce lobster tail, and I bet you that plate was $50 for one person.
I'm attacking the middle. That way I get all that beef up.
You're supposed to be the best burger?
Wow.
Oh yeah. I'd be mad as hell they gave me this flat ass burger. I'd be mad as hell. Look at this.
I'm attacking the middle.
Man.
That patty is literally paper thin, and they have the nerve to give you 2 of them and say it's 20 bucks like it's a real double burger. I doubt there's even a quarter pound of ground beef in there. That is insane. Reasons like this and more is what we're about to get into, and this story is about to get nuts. Before we get into it, go ahead and click subscribe if you haven't already. That way you can pay attention to the story. You don't have to worry about it later. Let's keep it going.
The worst thing to ever happen in American society is that tip button. Because I smack no tip so hard. Why do you need that? I'm at Chipotle and it's asking for a tip. 12% is $8. Why do you need that? What did you do? I'm already spending $35 for the bowl. If I wanted to tip another $8, I would have went to Chili's. I would have went to Applebee's. Where I'm at least getting some service. I'm at least getting some chicken on my damn plate.
That's what doesn't make sense. Like, why are we being asked to tip at what is essentially a to-go place? It's even worse at like Starbucks and stuff where they turn their thing around and then you have to like awkwardly pick a tip or do no tip. But like, tips are for service, dude. If I'm not sitting down, you're not bringing me food, water, checking up on me, why am I tipping you in the first place? Am I nuts for thinking that? Am I like being a total jerk towards these workers, or is their hourly rate, it should include that at least at places like Chipotle? Put it in the comments and let me know.
Well, I don't know what's going on, but some restaurants aren't restauranting. And that's a real problem for me. Now, I've talked a little bit about restaurants and the service industry before. I've worked in the service industry myself. But this past Saturday, yesterday, I was just at the point, like, I went to literally 3 restaurants, and I'm just like, why don't these places want my money? The first restaurant we went to, it was a sports bar, but it was definitely a family sports bar. It was me, my friend, and my little girl. We showed up there and we wanted to sit on the patio. It felt really nice outside. As we were walking up, I could see the patio was not full. It did look like they had some tables that hadn't been bussed yet, but it absolutely was not at max capacity. So we walk in and we say, hey, we would like to sit on the patio, and they're like, oh, the patio is closed right now. And we were just like, okay, cool. I mean, it's dinner time. It's 7 p.m. on a Saturday. We want to come and spend money at your establishment because of one of the amenities you offer, which is a patio, and you're telling us for no reason whatsoever you're not sitting on out there. Okay, we're just gonna go down the street. So we go down the street. This is another sports bar, and in their defense, it does turn into more of a bar at night. We pull up, and again, it's 7 o'clock at night. There's a band playing, and I see someone standing at the front door at a little podium, and I already knew. I looked at my friend and I said, they're gonna be charging a cover. Even if we want to have dinner, like, they're gonna charge a cover, and I'm not paying a cover to walk in and spend over $100 here. So we park, we walk in straight to the front door, and it was exactly what I expected. They were charging a cover.
Oh no, a cover fee to go into a restaurant just because it turns into a nightclub at night? You know, it's like you go into these restaurants and you see tables open, and then they're like, oh, 15, 30-minute wait. Like, I get it. If there aren't tables available, they might not seat you, but like, why? You have tables available. Don't you want more money? Why do you want people waiting and being frustrated? It's just like going out has become not only expensive and all these stupid tips, but it's just inconvenient. We're about to have fun here, guys. Stay with me. Check this out.
Okay, the restaurant industry right now is and I think like we're not, as servers, we're not making as much money as we were in the previous years. And I think like this goes around for like everyone, not just like my state, not just my restaurant. It's just like a whole universal thing. So today I went to work. I literally only made $200, but then this guy, the table gave me $100, so then I'm gonna put it in my money jar. It was 3 people, and then so I technically made $300, but that's not including tip out, so I don't know how much it is, like after tip out, but since I got to keep the whole 100, I put it in here.
Restaurant workers are feeling like they're underpaid and they're not making as much money, but it's like, dude, listen, being a server is not a career. A lot of people treat it like it is because they're used to people just paying their tips and like giving them a little wage, but that should be a temporary job. It's not a career. And the craziest part all around, honestly, is that even with these high up prices, restaurant workers are still feeling underpaid. They're getting 20% on higher prices and they're still underpaid. Workers are angry, customers are angry, and everyone is frustrated with good reason.
Tipping culture is actually insane. I just had Shake Shack for lunch, walked in, had to order my entire order on the screen by myself, which I've got no problem with, but then they have the audacity to ask me for a 15% tip at the end of my order, and it just absolutely makes no sense to me because who am I tipping and what am I tipping them for? I did not even speak to a human.
Nope, I'm gonna click no tip every time, and that's exactly what I do every time one of those things pop up. It's getting ridiculous. The tipping is out of control.
Can we all agree that it makes no sense to ask customers to tip prior to the service? And before you start yelling at me, I am not telling people to withhold their tips. The tips are the only thing that makes it possible to even do one of these jobs and still pay the rent. And if you're saying that we should get rid of tipping entirely and that employers should pay their employees a living wage, I agree. But let's face it, we lost that battle a long time ago. At least in the United States, there is an entrenched culture of tipping, and there's a reason for that. Many customers, like it or not, simply prefer it. They like the idea of rewarding good service. They also feel like tipping guarantees a baseline of good service.
Honestly, like, I don't understand that though. Like, why is that industry designed in a way where you have to tip to receive good service or you need to feel obligated to do so? That's what I don't understand. Everyone else goes to their 9-to-5 job and just does a good job, or some of them don't. I mean, it depends on the person. But at a restaurant, for some reason, you have to tip them. And if you don't, they make no money because I think the restaurant minimum wage is like $2.13. How does any of this make any sense? Let me know in the comments, like, what about that makes sense and why it's like that in your opinion. And the next thing is, it's not only just like the workers that are pissed off or people that are upset about high prices. People don't even know how to act in public anymore, and they disrespect the people at the restaurant too. Everything about restaurants is just falling apart. Like, check this out.
But do me a favor. Take your slice and go eat it by the table. It's flu season. You think I want to get germs in your crumbs going all over the pizza? You mean what germs? I'll show you what germs. Give me this. I'll show you the fucking germs. Those fucking germs.
Look at that. The guy's just pissed off, man. He's like, he's tired of dealing with it. He probably makes no money. And this kid is being a total disrespectful little twerp, man. Restaurant industry as a whole is just like burning people out from both ends. Look at this, man. People just want to quit. They want to leave the field and they feel like they're trauma bonded to staying in this restaurant industry.
I'm literally like at my wit's end with my job and living in Los Angeles and kind of just my life in general. And the other day I was just like lamenting my job and my life and living in LA, and then kind of remembered that I do have free will and I can quit my job and I can leave with some careful planning. So that is the dream, that is the goal. And that day I sat myself down and I said, okay, realistically, how many more shifts can I take at this establishment? How many more do I think I can do? And the number I came up with was 100. I can do 100 more shifts at this restaurant, and then I will leave because I just feel so stuck. I've been there for 4 years. The money is so good, but the job is so frustrating and it's really grating on me and has just really taken a toll on me over the years, and I have to leave. And I can't leave. I can't get myself to leave because the money is so good, but I have to leave. I have to leave. It is actively preventing me from doing things with my life that I want to do and living in places that I want to live in.
The sad part about that is, like, when she's saying the money is good, you know she's not making 6 figures, man. It's like people think that they're at a restaurant and they can count on, their 60, 80 grand a year and the money's too good to leave to go do anything else. But, on the other hand, they don't have any other skills. They're stuck because they're picking, like a summer job or like something into a career that's not. It's not like you're a, maitre d' or something like at a fine restaurant and you're part owner of the restaurant or you got some kind of equity in there, you're just a disposable thing and you hate your job. Why not work towards something better? The other thing is, like, if she quits her job, she's going to be left without health insurance, and most people are overpaying for it anyway. Go to my website. You see the link right up there. I got a new sign, healthnerd.net. We help people save tons of money every month. On average, it's like $300 to $400 a month if you qualify. It takes like 2 minutes to see if you qualify. Visit the website. Links in the description. Let's keep it going. This video clip is just kind of wild, and it's sadly accurate. So they're coloring the different states where 100K is enough to live or not. Now, the interesting thing about it is the places where people don't want to live or they can't really make money, 100K, you're doing good, you're rich. You go to places like, I don't know, Wyoming, South Dakota, what else, like what else is she circling here? Like, the flyover states. People can't really make money there, so 100K is good. But in the states where people really like can make money or have a good life or have access to nice restaurants and, different things they want to do, 100K is not enough. And I really don't even agree with the comfortable zone of 100K being good, because in Nevada, Arizona, Texas, like, it's not good. The sad thing is 100K is not enough anywhere. And with these people asking these ridiculous prices at these restaurants and asking for all these tips, like you can see in this video, it's just not enough anymore in general. 100K is not enough, and I don't know where the country's going. People like to say, oh, I'm gonna go, cook at home and save money that way. But as you can see in this next clip, it doesn't really work that way.
Going to the grocery store in 2026 makes me so upset because I just spent $65 to make dinner tonight, and I'm making pasta with chicken and mushrooms. I could have gotten that at Cucina Alba and a drink, and not had to cook it or clean my dishes.
The sad thing is overpriced as restaurants feel these days, even with the tips, the value of like not having to make your own food and how much you're gonna spend at the grocery store is just everything expensive. Everything's breaking down, and people are feeling like something is completely weird and off, especially just as of 2026.
Why does everything feel so weird? Ever since 2026, I wake up, I feel weird. I take a shower, I feel weird. I drive to work in the dark alone, I feel weird. I'm at work, things feel off, I feel weird. I eat lunch, I try to focus on like checking out the news or my computer, and I just feel uneasy. I can't settle in, so to speak. Everything just feels weird. I talk to coworkers, it feels weird. My weekends, I feel weird. I have a hard time falling asleep. I have a hard time waking up. And I don't know what the hell's going on. Is it just me? Does anybody else this year just feel weird? I can't even describe it. I just feel weird. Nothing feels normal anymore. Life doesn't feel normal. Going to the store don't feel normal. Going to work don't feel normal. Watching a movie with your family don't feel normal.
Really what it is, in my opinion, and what I think, is that we're going through a total shift of the way the world works right now. We're also in a place where we're being lied to constantly by all of the authority figures and departments of government and all that. Like, we're not being told the truth, but we know it's not true. All of these files came out, all these things came out. Everything is so expensive. Anyone who doubted that inflation was real or that our dollar wasn't stretching as far, anyone who felt that way up until last year doesn't feel that way anymore. I have not talked to a single person that disagrees with me on that point anymore. There's a constant level of stress. A lot of it's financially related, and we don't know what's going to happen in the future. And I don't mean like 10 years from now or 30 years. I mean like in 6 months. We don't know what's going to happen, and everyone's just living in survival mode because of that. Here's like your basic restaurant experience these days, and I hate these QR code menus, man. I want to feel a real menu. I want to have like a real physical experience. That's why I go to a restaurant. All that's gone, and everything sucks.
Hi, excuse me. Do you know where I could find a menu per chance?
Oh, we don't have physical menus because we're saving the planet, but you can scan this QR code here.
Okay, awesome. $15.95 for a sandwich. I guess must be good. Let's go ahead and do the Cuban sandwich, please.
Great choice. What side did you want with that?
Let's do some fries.
All right, and it's really good with lettuce and tomato if you want to try it like that.
Yeah, sure, why not?
All right, perfect. So your total is going to be $25.75.
Oh, Wait, not only did you charge me for the fries, but you charged me for the lettuce and tomato too?
You bet I did.
Okay, and what's this local transit fee? I drove here.
Other people didn't. Just gonna ask you some questions. Do it, coward.
What do you want from me? You're gonna call my number. I'm gonna come up, grab my food, take my food to my table, and presumably bus it.
And you're gonna like it.
What am I tipping you for?
So that I can afford to live.
Okay, fine. There's your 25%.
You're so generous. Would you like to round up your purchase to donate to the Starving Cashiers Fund?
No.
Oh, that's fine, I guess. I can just go through the trash like I did yesterday.
Fine.
Okay, great. So, Cuban sandwich, side of fries, round up your purchase. Your total is going to be $33. But we don't take cash. All right, a card. Okay, there's going to be a 3.5% transaction fee on this guy. Here you go. Your order is number 14. I'll call you in a sec. Order number 14. Enjoy.
The sad part about this video, man, is how accurate it is. Most of that, if not none of that, is an exaggeration, dude. We just like we're numb and accustomed to all of these fees, and will you round up, and will you tip us 25%, and here's food you bought that was already overpriced that isn't what you expected. I mean, even if that was a full-on like full-size Cuban sandwich, dude, $33, it's not out of this world for that to be a real thing, because it is. If you feel like you're crazy when you see things like this and you're the only one, you're not. I see it too, and so do all the viewers. Guys, go ahead and support the channel by clicking the next video up here. All you got to do is click the next video to support the channel. If you like the next video, if you like this video, click the next video. Click the next video, you got KO'd.